G'day guys, we're back again. This time on my how-to videos, I'm going to show you how to do graffiti. This is just for the scale model guys, not the full graffiti guys that want to paint on massive walls and that sort of thing. It's just for doing scale model size. I think you can probably use it from 1/35 up to 1/18. You can probably go bigger if you want to, but all my videos are based on 1/24 scale casts and stuff, and this makes a really great background for doing photos and that sort of stuff. So what you need is something to draw on. This is just a wall I've made out of just cheap MDF board. I think it's about 4mm, and I've painted it with just primer and flat white, just blotchy to give it like a concretey look. This can be weathered later if you want to, but it's just what we're going to use as a base here. So we've got that. Next you'll need, this is for beginners, so if you can already do graffiti, maybe go and watch another video or something. So if you're not very confident in drawing, all you have to do is get onto a drawing program and find a font. I think 1001 fonts is really good to find all hits of fonts, and you can make up your own words and that sort of thing, or go on Instagram or Google and Google some graffiti styles and try to make up your own. Or if you decide you want to use someone else's, change it up a little bit so you're not directly copying. Even though yours is only on scale model and not many people are going to see it, it might put a photo on one day on the internet and someone might get offended. So I have drawn this on a drawing program on Corel Draw. It's just a font I got off the internet. It's large because I want you to see it. It's just my nickname, and it's just graffiti font, and it's going to be perfect for what I'm going to show you guys. So that will be on the wall here. Excuse this. About this big. It gives me all this room to do lots more on here. If I decide to use this wall later, I'll do that. Next we need some tape and some of this stuff. It's carbon paper. Everyone knows what it is. When you draw on a pen, it comes out on the page. Old school credit cards used to use it. You use it in receipt books and that sort of stuff. So what we need to do, position your artwork where you want it. This is the easy way to it. You can work out your own way later if you decide to. Just take a bit of tape like this. This is like a signwriter's technique that when the guys use all the vinyl lettering in that now instead of the old school style. So all you do is tape it down like that, fold it back like this, just like crease it a bit there so it always folds in the same spot. Get your carbon paper, which is obviously the same size, or a bit bigger than your graffiti. Put this on like this. Get a pencil. Not sure what grade pencil this is. Don't go for the soft ones. Go for about a B or something. I'm not sure what numbers they are in that number system they use. Now, all you do, super easy, just trace around your graffiti. You only really want the outlines here and the outline of the shadow, and then do the whole thing, and then we'll see how we go. I'll just do that now and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've gone around and drawn on over all the lines to draw this on, and this is why I taped this down here. As you're going along, before you rip the tape off, just lift your design and the carbon paper up And just to make sure you've got all the lines you need. You might not have to draw all of them. You might just want to do the font and then do the shadows yourself or whatever. But once that's done, just peel your tape off carefully so you don't peel the base colours off. You can use this carbon paper heaps of times so you don't have to throw it out. So we'll put that over here. We'll keep this. I'll just cut this tape off so it doesn't stick to everything. Keep your design handy. Just put it out of the way here. Just so you can reference it. So here we go here. I've got limited room here, so hopefully you can see that okay. I'll put it on an angle. There we go. So it's quite clear here. Now, the next thing you need is Posca pens. So I'll just show you what they are first. These are Posca pens. Uni by Uni, the company Uni, Posca. So for this graffiti, for this model stuff, you can get away with having like 2 or 3 sizes. So what I've got here is a PC3M. The 3 is for 3mm, which is a tip like this. And then we have PC1MR, which is like a metal tip with a little felt tip at the end. This is 1mm one. Remember, when on 1/24 scale, this 1mm will be like 1 inch. So a 1 inch line you'll get on your graffiti, which is pretty spot on to like realistic graffiti when they do their outlines and stuff. And this one here is also a 1mm. PC1M. This one is like a felt, super pointy felt tip one. This one here does really nice fine lines, but I find if I'm drawing on this, like fine outlines, to outline the whole lot, sometimes it flicks, just because of the rough surface, and you're better off doing outlines with this, and just do your fine details with this, like corners and little bits of detail. So that's just the Poscas. So pick your colours. I'm going to do mainly green. I'm going to do some red, orange and yellow stripes. Sort of an 80s theme or 70s theme. I've done a band like this before and it looked pretty cool in colour combos. And we need basics, like some blacks, just straight blacks, because a lot of graffiti have solid black outlines and shadows and stuff. And we need some whites. Here we go. With the main colour, I like to get a normal colour, then a light version of it. You'll see why later. So, and these Poscas, they come in 40 something colours now. You get metallics and all kinds of cool colours and pastels and whatever. So now we've got our outline here, and we need to just fill it in basically, which is pretty straightforward. So just get your main colours and then just start colouring in. If you want to do patterns inside your writing, the best is to start with your lightest colour. I'm going to start with this yellow here. And then work to your darker colours, because the light colours won't go over the dark colours if you have to go over it. So you're better off starting light to dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a line through the middle of this. So I'll grab a ruler. just as a reference line, I'll probably go just straight through like this. Something different, I think. Like a zigzaggy thing here. Remember, anything you draw on here like this, as long as you don't go outside the basic design, it's all going to be covered, so you can use that sort of thing. And all you do is use colour in. And then these pens here, just keep a spare piece of paper handy, and to blob it out, because sometimes they do this, and you don't want that on your artwork. And also they get dirty as well. Here, if you've used them before and gone over dark stuff, or this stuff gets on the nib, so you can just scribble over it and clean it again. So I'll do this, and then it's pretty much just colouring in. I'll just do this little tiny bit here. I'm trying to see the line here as I go, so. Like that. Just colour it in. It's like Texas when you're a little kid. So I'll go along and colour these in, and I'll come back and do the green for you. So I've got this one done, alright, the stripes in the middle. As you can see, I'll move this slide a little bit. There you go. Yellow, orange, red. You can see the colours here, they're not that bright yet. You can go over them later on. At the moment, I'm just mapping out what I'm doing. And they will get brighter until it gets to the proper colour of the pen. Next, I'm going to use my solid colour, which is the green, and just colour in the next bit. I'll just colour this letter in, and I'll show you a little trick to make this go faster. You can use a bigger Posca here if you want to fill in. Depends how big your design is. There we go. So now, keep a hairdryer handy. Because this is like enamel paint, and it takes a little bit to dry. It's not crazy amount of time, but this gets it done really fast. There we go, and I'm ready to keep on working on it. That's this way. I'm doing this one here, just so it's easier to see. Usually start from this end and work this way if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, go the other way, because you don't want to smudge your work. Alright, well, I will keep on colouring in, and I'll go back to you on the next stage. So here we go with all the colour done. Now the next stage is to do this drop shadow here, and then the outline. This part here, apart from the drop shadow, you can just come in with your, you just come here in with your big pen and just colour in the shadow. If it's a lot of area, it's quite a bit faster. I'm just trying to move this around here. I'm just smashing this out because I'm in a hurry to show you. Like this. I'll just do this little bit. hopefully you can see here. I've left it's a bit rough along the edge there. I haven't actually come right up to the line with that. That's just so I can come in with like a fine point and get a really sharp edge on there. And I also do this outline with like a finer one as well. So I'll just quickly dry that and I'll do this outline just to show you. Alright, so I have done all the outline and the shadow. Hold me this side again. I've just got to move this side all the time because it's in a weird spot. So there you go. As you can see, the black lines and the shadows make it really pop off the wall. We'll call this a wall. So now we can start playing around with it a bit with just extra lines and that sort of thing and some light. And the first thing I want to show you is, if you notice all graffiti walls or where people have done graffiti, there's always tags everywhere. You know the tags means just got like, someone's got a spray can and just scribbled their name or whatever on there, and or wrote something and then did that sort of thing. That's where these skinny ones come in handy. So you can practice these, just look them up online. There's YouTube things how to do these and as well. I haven't done them for a while. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I just practice one here, that'll do. So what you do is I just use like mates' nicknames and stuff basically, and you can come onto this a bit, onto the shadows and stuff, because you can come back over and just touch it up where you've gone over, or you can put something on there. You can put some tape on there or something so you don't go on it too much, but you kind of want them underneath it. You can do them first if you want. That's what I usually do, but I just wanted to show you how to do this stencil technique on just a blank wall. Sorry about that, just knocked the camera. So just scribble some names. And they do like just stuff like that here. The guy I know will have a bit of a laugh. The guy, that's his name. He used different colours because they use all different colours as well. What else can I put on here? Oh, make sure your pen's around. Just come along and did a few tags around it. Starting to be grotty, back alley sort of stuff. So now, this is where you can just do, you just muck around with it now. So if you look at a lot of graffiti, they'll have like an outline that goes all the way around the whole piece, and then maybe a bit more colour and then some weird shapes and stuff. Now's your time to do that sort of stuff as well. So I'll just start now, and then I'll just put it on like time lapse, so you don't have to watch it all in normal speed. Alright, so I think I've done all the colours I'm going to do on this one. I can just keep going for hours and hours, but I won't. So there we go there. As you see, I just kept on adding lines around the outside and just so I was happy with it. Most graffiti do have this thing here that it's so that I think it's to make their lines neater in the inside part. But anyway, so the last bit we do and then I'm out of here, is get your white, if you want to. This is what I do. Make sure it works properly. Just some little pimp highlights. You can keep it going, as I said. Just add heaps of stuff if you want. Just check out other graffiti and see what they've got, and that's about it. But the one thing we must do at the end is get a cool color and do your little tag in here. So everyone knows that you just done a cool graffiti for your model. Cool. I'll show you some dioramas where I've used this and maybe give you some ideas. And remember, if you mess it up and it doesn't look that good, that's cool, because not all graffiti you see out there is perfect, and some of it's really dodgy, and it'll just make your diorama or whatever look so much better. Okay, bye-bye.